This is the industrial networking class, and we're going to discuss project number 6. We're going to use variable speed motor control, and we're going to do it using an analog voltage input and output. So we're going to program the SLC 503 to drive the PowerFlex 40 using variable speed. Using the sync card, we want to go start, forward, stop, reverse. We want analog speed control, both input and output. And we're going to want to display that output in both directions on the panel view when we get done. So that's the process we're going to go through. Don't forget that when you get done writing your program, the PowerFlex also has to change the speed control in P38 so that in fact it does use the analog speed input. Okay, so we're going to start by opening RSLink. There it is, I found it. We are currently not by the machine, but we are, where are we? Currently not by the PLC 503. We're currently going to be doing this from the network. All right, there's RSLink coming up. And we're going to be going through the Ethernet through an Ethernet connection. Oh, this is going to be cool. Well, we'll just assume that we can do it and come up in RS Logic 500. Going to go to comms, Who Active Online. This is the first time I've tried to do this with the video capture on. But if we look at what we're coming through, we're going through the backplane, through the data highway, which is only about 18 inches long, through the A of the channel data highway plus, through a bridge to the DH45 network, down to number 12, which is the one I'm using. So we'll hit create new file. And now we're bringing in the processor image to start with. Whatever program is there, we're going to delete that program before we start. But this is bringing in all the cards that are in the processor in their proper position and other cool stuff. Alright, so we're going to go offline. No, I really don't. I'm going to go offline. Okay, now we're off. Well, I guess it isn't going to let me. Oh, it will. Okay. We're doing fine. Notice that my driver is the Ethernet driver, and I'm going to node 12, which is an interesting idea. When we have control, we'll see what that means. And so first thing we're going to do is delete the program that's there. Okay, so we have that deleted. If I look on communications, I go controller, properties, communications controller, I see this is the path I'm using. I'm going through the Ethernet through a very long path in order to get to where I'm going. And clearly we can't just do that manually, we have to do that with Who Active Online. Alright, so that's the name of that tune. We'll start processing. We'll start adding runs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough to start with. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to know is what do we want to do when we turn on the machine. And so what we'll do is we're going to put a first pass bit in, and and whatever happens on first pass, we want that same thing to happen when I hit the stop key. So we've decided that the stop key is B3:0/0, and that's the same one we used the last 3 or 4 times that we did that. First pass key, in status we find the first pass bit is S2:1/15. S2:1/15. Notice that I can put in a semicolon and it doesn't really matter, the machine corrects it for me. So that's relatively interesting. We'll make that a little bit bigger. And then we're looking for the clear command. And we're going to clear N7:0. And N7:0 is going to be the ordered speed. So when I change N7:0, what I'm doing is I'm changing the speed that I'm ordering the machine to be at. Okay, now we wired our PowerFlex. The PowerFlex stop button has to be on. So we're going to put a normally closed there. When this goes open, then the PowerFlex will turn off. And the output we're going to be using is, we'll look at the outputs for a moment. So we're going to be using O3, and we're going to use O3 3. And while we're here, we'll put a stop there. So that's where my stop bit is. Now, the reason we did that is in the other program we used the 0, 1, and 2 outputs for speed control. We're not going to use those this time, but we're not going to change the wires either from the last project, so that's why we're going to use stop in the same spot. Then we're going to need a forward B3:0/1. So this would be our start forward and bit, which we're going to be using from the panel view to turn on the start. And because we're in 3-wire control on the PowerFlex, this is going to be a momentary thing. And so when I push that button, I'm going to want several things to happen. And so we'll put some jumpers here so we can have our several things happen. Okay, first thing we're going to want to happen is for the start forward output to close. O:3/4, which is start forward. And then we're going to want to latch a bit. And because we've already used a B3:0 guys for things, we're going to start using B3:1 and /0. And we're going to call this the ordered forward. So when I push the start button, forward button, I'm ordering the machine to go forward, but what if it's running in reverse already? Well, until it gets past 0 and it starts running forward, it's still running in reverse, so I have to go and do both of those things. I have to know that I ordered it forward, but I also have to know that it's still running in reverse. I'm going to unlatch a bit, and the bit I'm going to unlatch is going to be a running reverse bit, ordered reversed. So if I was running reverse when I hit the start button, I'm going to go, if I was ordered to be running reverse, I'm now going to unlatch that bit. And then, because we're going to have to latch the reverse bit that does the reverse, I'm going to have to unlatch it if I push the forward button. So that's O:3/5. 5 is my reverse bit. So I'm going to have to unlatch it if I hit the forward bit. Okay, maybe that's crystal clear, maybe it's not. Then I'm going to have a reverse bit. Oh, I don't need him. Need him. B3:0/2 reverse. And that is, again, a bit that's going to be used by the PanelView 900. And if I hit that bit, I'm going to want to latch the output bit that turns on that I'm doing it. And we're going to have to do several other things. So we'll throw some jumpers in. I'm going to want to latch the bit that I have ordered reversed. So I've ordered reverse, and then I'm going to have to unlatch the bit. The ordered forward bit will have to be unlatched. Oh, got too much. Ordered forward bit will have to be unlatched. Okay, so now I'm doing the things that I want to do on start, stop, forward, and reverse. Now I'm going to have to worry about speeding up. How am I going to get speed up going? So I'm going to take another binary bit, B3:0/3, call it speed up. Now, there's an issue here, and one of this is I can't spell up. And that is that the numbers that we're dealing with in RS Logic 500 are 16-bit 2 complements numbers. That being said, that means we have a maximum big number. And so if we look at our calculator real quick, we see if we take 2 raised to the 15th and we subtract 1 from it, that's the maximum positive number we can have. Now, we've thought about this carefully, and we decided that in order to get the speed of the machine right, we're going to have to go up 15. We're going to have to add 15 at a time to the speed so that we follow a 10-second ramp. So that means that when I speed up, I don't want to go above that number, 23767, but every time I'm less than it, I'm adding 15 to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 15 from that number, and I'm going to remember it as 32,752. Okay, and I'm doing that because of the 2's complement math. Positive, the biggest positive number is going to be 2 to the 15th minus 1 in a 16-bit system. Okay, so that being said, if I'm speeding up, I want a less than or equal to. So less than or equal to. So I want the thing that I'm going to be speeding up, which is N7:1 0, my ordered speed. I want it less than or equal to 32,752. And when it is, and I'm holding the speed up button, then I'm going to do an add. So there's my math, there's my add. I'm going to take N7:0, and I'm going to add 15 to it and put it in N7:0. And then when I get to 32,752, I'm going to add 15, and that's going to get my largest positive number, and then I'm not going to add anymore if I'm pushing the button or not. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for speed down. I'm going to have, I'm going to use B3:0/4 for my speed down. I'm going to use a greater than or equal to. No, I'm not. I'm going to use a greater than or equal to. So N7:0 has to be greater than or equal to 15, because when I get to 15, I want to do it one more time and get back to 0. So 15. I'm going to then do a subtract. Now we're going to put a subtract in. So we're going to take N7:0 and we're going to subtract 15 from it. Now I got to get back to where I was. Oh, we're back to running again. Okay, I'm back to running again. I'm going to do a quick check to make sure everything before that's okay. And so far I have no errors until I get to run 6, which is a straight line going across, which of course would have an error. Now, the thing that we don't, we're now going to take N7:7 and move it to the outputs to control the speed of the power flex. But we don't want a negative number to go in there. We don't think we're going to get one, but we're going to, just to make sure, we're going to use a limit, and we're going to make the low limit 0, and we're going to look at N7:0 and say that I don't want it to be any higher than my greatest positive number, which is 32,767. And if that's the case, we're going to move that ordered speed N7:0, and we're going to move it into the output. And the output we're going to move it into is the analog output, and it's going to be O:4.0. It's an entire word, and this is going to be the ordered speed. Okay, so now that's how we're going to get the speed of the machine to go up and down. The next thing we're going to be concerned about is, I have to be able to change from running ordered forward, running forward, forward, running reverse. There's a time when I pass through 0 on my speed when I'm going to have to know whether or not the machine is going forward and reverse, and the only way I can know that is if I remember it. Alright, so that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to have 2 runs, and in one I'm going to say B3:1/0, and that's my ordered forward guy, and the other guy is going to be B3:1/1, which is my ordered reverse guy, and then I'm going to throw in a limit. So as I pass through 0 from running forward to running reverse, I want to change the actual direction that I'm going. I'm going to make the limit 0 to 100, 0 to 100, and I'm going to look at n7:1, which is going to be my real speed that I'm going to get from the machine that I don't have yet. And then, so I'm going 0 to 100, and I'm doing the same thing, 0, n7:1 to 100. So if I'm ordered forward, but I'm running reverse, then I'm going to want it to latch. I'm going to latch B3:1/2. I'm going to latch that I'm running forward. So if I'm ordered forward, passing through 0, I'm going to latch that I'm running forward. And in that particular case, I would have been running reverse, so I'm going to go and unlatch the running reverse bit. Well, that's not what I want. B3:1/3, the next guy, running reverse. Alright, so now I'm running reverse. And now I'm going to do the opposite in the ordered reverse guy. Okay, so I'm going to go and latch a bit, saying that I'm running reverse, and I'm going to unlatch the bit, that says I'm running forward. So I'm ordered reverse, running forward, and I'm passing through 0. I'm going to change those directions. All right, now I'm going to bring in the speed that I'm actually at. And I'm going to do that with a limit so I don't bring in a negative speed from my analog card. So I'm going to come with a limit, and I'm going to say I'm 0, and I'm looking at n7:1 because that's where my real speed is, and I'm going to go up to half of the 32,766 number. So I'm going to go to 16,383 because that's as high as this guy is going to go. But I don't want negative numbers, and I don't want any numbers above him. And if that's the case, and I don't want that, I don't want the N7, I want the input guy. Input:4.0. And this is going to be real speed from PowerFlex 40. Okay, so that's the real speed from the PowerFlex 40. And I'm going to go and do a move. And I'm going to move the real speed from the PowerFlex 40 into N7:1, which is where I'm storing that speed. Okay. Now I've got to do something with it. So if I am in fact running forward, and my running forward bit I remember is B3:0/1. No, 2. No, it can't be that. B3 1/2. Because I'm labeling these things as I go, it should show up. So if in fact I'm running forward, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use an add instruction, because what we're going to have a gauge on our panel view, and straight up and down is going to be stop, and clockwise from noon until 5 is going to be the running forward speed, and counterclockwise from noon to 7 is going to be our reverse speed, and all the way reverse is going to be at the 7 o'clock place, and all the way forward, running forward fast, is going to be at the 5 o'clock space. So what we need to do is make an integer that does that for us. So what we're going to do is have an add instruction. There's math. And if in fact I'm running forward, I'm going to take the number I have, n7:1, which is my actual speed, and I'm going to add 16,383, which is half of my maximum number, positive number, put it in n7:3, and then remember that n7:3 is used for the panel view 900 speed. So that's what we're going to go and how we're going to use that. And so if I'm running forward, I'm taking my halfway place on the dial and I'm adding my input speed that I'm getting from the PowerFlex to that to give me where my actual speed is. And then I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to take my running reverse, and that's B1:B3. B3:1/3 is my running reverse bit. And I'm going to do a subtract, and I'm going to take my maximum number, not half my maximum number, 16,383, and I'm going to subtract it. I'm going to subtract n7:1 from it, and I'm going to put that in n7:3. And when I do that, I'm now going to be able to have my speed. My speed's at 0 when I'm at 0 speed, maximum when I'm 1630 whatever, and minimum when I'm going the other way. And so that's how I'm going to handle that situation. And with that, the program should work. We'll check it to see if I have errors. And I checked the wrong button, and I have no errors. So now it's time to download this and see if it'll work. Okay, that ends the video on Project 6.